certainty are the very keystones of religion, including the religion that we call science. They both seek certainty in an infinite reality of infinite possibility, infinite potential, infinite uncertainty. How is certainty even possible if perception dictates behavior and experience?
So this philos or philia, this form of love encourages compassion, empathy, and understanding. It fosters a sense of unity and collective consciousness, reminding individuals that they are part of a larger whole.
That this situation between the two of you is a serious deviation from the plan. So the chairman rewrote it.
Love is action. Love is a verb. It is action itself. In essence, love can be defined as the ultimate unifying force that permeates all levels of reality.
Saying, I don't know, so what don't I know? This propels and inspires you to seek out what you don't know.
Philios embodies the principle of brotherhood and community. In spiritual circles, it represents the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of relationships in personal growth.
The yellow brick road starts as a spiral and she has to walk around the spiral.
And anavasi actually refers to, it's a Greek word which means the ascent, because ascension was a word that was thrown around a lot in the last few years. And it never really agreed with me, because it always seemed like people are ascending to a point and then they're above you. And then if you're not up there, you're down here. And I didn't like the connotation behind it. And then when I came across this word and I realized ascent actually means the climb. So it's actually where the work is. And it's not just going up the staircase, it's having to come back down it once you've had your enlightened moment and awakened and reintegrate into a 3D reality. And I think that's where the more important work is, rather than, once you're above there, that's where you're at.
She tells Dorothy that if she's ever going to make it home, she has to visit the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Okay? And he lives in the Emerald City, and it's a long journey, and she has to take the yellow brick road to get there. Now, the yellow brick road represents the path to spiritual enlightenment, the path toward illumination and higher levels of consciousness. That's why it's gold. This is the alchemical gold that the alchemists seek to create. And it leads to the light, the initiate's path, and it's viewed as a spiral staircase. Because on a spiral staircase, you don't see what's in front of you, what lies at the top. It's a journey of faith, basically. You have to keep going, not knowing what the journey may bring.
So, love being action, of course, is the journey.
Love is action. Love is a verb. It is action itself. In essence, love can be defined as the ultimate unifying force that permeates all levels of reality, self-awareness, authentic connections with others, and an intimate relationship with the cosmos. Love is the awakening to our true nature as interconnected beings, embodying the divine within and recognizing it in everything around us.
One that I loved is like the Philos spiral, because it reminded me of one of Mark Passier's presentations on The Wizard of Oz. And and he speaks about the yellow brick road. It starts with the spiral, and then you said that Philos is connected to, it was like the relationship with the other, the journey with the others as well too. So it's kind of and that's what Dorothy does, right? But yeah.
Well, that Wizard of Oz presentation by Mark is phenomenal. But when you understand, like all the forms of love are in that movie itself, right? I mean, you have, or mainly the Philos and the Agape, because that's Dorothy going out on an adventure, building this relationship with with her friends, but seeking that truth ultimately at the end. It's profound.
And solipsism that I've seen come in and be somewhat of a dominant ideology in simulation theory.
What that means is someone is a relativist, meaning all of reality is just a matter of one's own perception. A solipsist, you can't know truth outside of yourself, right? If someone says, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Is the North Pole really cold? Solipsists would say, I don't know, I've never been there. But the primary characteristic of solipsism is egotism and selfishness, selflessness. They are missing the higher self. So it's all about their egoic desires, what they want. It's a satanic mindset as well. That's one of the satanic tenets, egotism and solipsism. So it's all about what serves me, myself, and I.
Well, I just want to ask one question in relation to that, because I've seen a lot of solipsist viewpoints within simulation theory. And
yes.
I love a lot of the simulation theory stuff, but I see, and I think there's elements of truth to it, but then I can see there's a higher agenda for why simulation theory came in the way it did, because I'm seeing so many people going, I'm just an observer, I'm just making my way through this reality, it doesn't really matter, only I can perceive what is real, the rest is a simulation. I'm like, fuck, this is scary. That's really scary, this kind of, and it's that ideology is becoming very pervasive. It's almost like come out of the new age and it's been put into simulation theory now. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree with you. Excuse me, 100%. I've seen it in, simulation theory circles, and of course, atheistic, materialist. It's a dangerous ideology, and I mean, there's not much to say except it's fully incorrect, and it is full-blown egotism. It's just self-serving to the self. And it's.
I've seen it where they're like, I'm not going to engage with this reality. I'm not going to engage with this, these things that are wrong, because it's just a simulation. So what does it matter what impact I make on these things or the world around me? Yeah, it's definitely crept in.
Yeah, and I've seen that within the truth and freedom communities as well. And it's like there's no point in taking action. What's the point? It doesn't matter anyways. This is all a simulation. I've seen multiple things like that, and it's terrible. That mindset is terrible. I mean, you think you nailed it.
Like I've delved quite deep into simulation theory, but this is the thing that bothers me about it. I still think the simulation is just a separation. That's all it is. So separation of blueprints. But yeah,
sure, absolutely. I mean, simulation theory, if you take the word simulation, it has multiple definitions, but then if you apply it naturally to a natural and you apply it with the natural law principles, the correspondence right there, like we are a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are a simulation, an imitation of the universe, of creation.
The only certainty must be uncertainty, must be choice in its deepest sense. Uncertainty is the gift that brings new experience, and with new knowledge, awareness, and the potential for wisdom.
Book. Their book. But what if I can find who wrote it? It says that this situation between the two of you is a serious deviation from the plan. So the chairman rewrote it.
I can see laughter, or I can see tears. I see a choice, love or fear. What do you choose? I can see peace, or I can see war. can see sunshine, or I can see a storm. What do you choose?